Welcome back to another episode of Tea and Tarot. I'm Stephanie and this is Three Swords Tarot. And I don't know what the hell you're seeing right now. I've got you all set up. I've got the phone upside down from what I usually have it. I wanted to focus more in this corner because I didn't feel like decorating this cubby. And it's a dark, rainy day. And but I had to do it. I have now to do it, and that's all I have to do this. So I'm like, we're gonna wing it. So hopefully you can see me. Hopefully things look okay. I always shoot these videos with more of like a podcast style frame of mind anyway, where you don't have to watch me. So if you are new to these videos, I'm going to shuffle these cards and pick 5 cards, and we are just going to talk about them. Well, I'm going to talk about them. You're going to listen and then comment below. Any of your thoughts, feelings, disagreements, agreements, whatever you want to say. This is not going to be a reading. This is not going to be predictions. This is not going to be advice giving. This is just me starting a conversation around tarot that doesn't involve us trying to find answers. This is us trying to get to know the tarot through, I don't know, conversation. Tarot cards are, tarot is this really cool thing where the tarot cards can mean really different things to different people. They can evoke really different emotions and memories, and I have always really valued watching YouTube readings pick a card readings on YouTube. I love hearing what those readers have to say about those cards, and they always have really interesting stories and feelings around them. I love reading the comments where people have really interesting feedback on how they see the cards that were picked. The only reason why I'm not doing that right now is because I know from hearing I've been on an ASO tarot kick, and sometimes it really stresses her out how desperate people are in the comments to have answers, and how heartbroken they are when they don't they don't hear what they want to hear, or something doesn't turn out the way that the reading said it would. And like, that's not really what tarot's about. That's not really what tarot's for. And if you don't go into a reading with the right mindset, it can be a really stressful, horrible experience. And I kind of just want to be a place where we can talk about tarot in a different way. That is not to say that people who do tarot readings are bad or they're doing anything wrong. I don't think so at all. I'm grateful for what they do. It's just, it's helpful to remember what tarot is and what it's for. And that the wisdom is always in you. You are the oracle, as Bridget and Megan in my class say. You are the oracle. You're the one that has the answer. The tarot is just here to help you remember that you have the answer. So I've already done, I think, 11 cards. I've already done a bunch. The first episode was in my introduction. The second one, I just labeled episode 2 instead of episode 1. I wasn't really sure what to do with that. I just made it episode 2. This is episode 3. If you want to see the other ones, I do have a playlist just called Tea and Tarot. That's it. I might have made a little AI cover for it with it's an espresso. It's not a tea at all. But they didn't have tea in their options. I'm not even drinking tea yet. I'm still a bottle of water, forgive me. That's what I had on hand from work. And I am reusing this. This is the 3rd time I've refilled it. So this is not a fresh bottle of water. This is fresh from the tap bottle of water, but not fresh from the bottling company bottle of water. I really hope you can see me. I really hope everything is okay. If not, I'll refilm it, and you know, at the end of the day, if you can hear me, that's all that really matters, I guess. So I'm going to shuffle these for no other reason. There's no reason to shuffle, but I just really like it. Because I'm a card slinger, and that is what we do. We shuffle. And yeah, how are you guys doing? What's up with you? Leave me a comment below. Let me know how life is going. How are your tarot practices going? Are you not practicing yet? Are you just on the internet investigating and understanding? Or are you pulling a card every day? Are you practicing new layout spreads? I couldn't think of that word the other day. What's going on? You might hear some rain, you might hear some thunder. That could be a very loud car too. You've got some of those here. Anyway, let me shuffle one more time. And then we'll pull 5. I'm just going to pull straight from the top. Put the rest of the deck away. And we're just going to go in no particular order. I'm going to split the deck. I just feel like I have to split the deck. I don't understand why. Okay. Can you still see me? Oh. It is very dark and very gloomy, but I do have some sunshine here. Oh, this is a baby toy. It's made for babies. I work at Target in the tech department, and that's from kitty corner to the baby section. And these came out. I saw it and I died, and then right after I got done with work, I made a beeline for these stuffed animals, and I bought this one. They've got a really, really, really cute flower too that just kills me. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Why the voice, Stephanie? Why the voice? Okay, first card. I am excited to talk about this one. Obviously, it means something to me because I named my channel. And at this point in time, I'm still planning on naming my tarot coaching business 3 Swords. I don't know if it's going to be 3 Swords Tarot, 3 Swords Tarot Transformation, 3 Swords Transformation, 3 Swords Coaching. I don't know what it's going to be completely. But at this point in time, it's still going to be 3 Swords. If you have any kind of people in your life who are narcissistic in nature, who have a lot of strong narcissistic tendencies, or maybe just really immature and can't take responsibility for anything, or maybe they're just straight up diagnosable narcissistic personalities, the 3 of Swords can be such a shitty card to pull. But you need to sit and listen to it. I pulled this card and it literally felt like daggers in my heart. Like I would go cold. And it would just remind me of all of the bad I was. It felt like the tarot kept calling me bad. Like it was just like, why are you here? Why are you here? Do you know how bad, how bad are you? Like, let's talk about how bad you are. And it took a long time for me to get to a place where I realized the swords were in fact trying to tell me that I wasn't bad, but that I was being hurt. It took a really long time with being haunted and stalked by the 6 of Pentacles for that to finally click, you know? But I did finally get there. And then after I had my, and I won't go into it now, I'll wait. If I already pulled the 6 of Pentacles, we've talked about this. But if we haven't, I don't think we did. When we pull the 6 of Pentacles, I will talk about that story. But it wasn't until I had that realization that this card started to come up again. Because for a long time, this card did not come up. Actually, it did. It did. I play a game. Where I like to just to practice, just to practice reading tarot, you know, by putting it in certain perspectives, or I don't know how to word it. I like to play a game where I pretend like I'm best friends with like Natalie Portman. What would my life be like if I were best friends with Natalie Portman? What would the vibe be like if I were like what would the energy between me and Natalie Portman be like if we were best friends? Or I like to take these like famous people I'll never actually know, therefore I have zero emotional involvement in, so I can't project. And I like to play that game. I think it's a really, really, really fun way to play with tarot that has like zero pressure to like get it right, get it wrong. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And this card pull comes up almost always when I talk about Tim Burton. When I'm like, what would it be like if I got to, because I have a screenplay idea that I'm kind of slowly working on that I would very much like for him to direct. It's very Tim Burton, and I want it to be stop motion animation. And I'm like, what would it be like to work with Tim Burton? Like, what would Tim Burton bring into my life? And I worded it so many different ways, and the Three of Swords always came up. But it came up as like a really, really positive thing. Like, I felt good about it when I saw it. And the Three of Swords can be not just like a declaration of pain. It can be an invitation of healing, right? And like, it was always like, if I got to work with Tim Burton, it would be incredibly healing. There would be, I felt like I would be seen. And when you look at a lot of Tim Burton's work, it's incredibly painful. You can tell it comes from an incredibly painful place, you know. And one of my favorite, I'm really bad at names, like remembering titles and names, but I think it's Frankenweenie, especially the stop motion animation one. That's one of my favorites, Tim Burton. And then also Princess Bride, Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride is actually, people love to ship Emily and, is his name Edward? They love, you always see the Corpse Bride and like Corpse Bride, Emily, and Edward like together. It's this romantic thing. And I'm like, have you seen that movie? Like, she tries to force him to marry her. It is not nice. It is not a nice that is not a healthy relationship, and that is not romantic. It's a very painful thing. And when you look at Emily's journey, it's so beautiful in the way that she gives him up to the woman who actually loves him. She stops being selfish. And spoiler alert, the way she bursts into these beautiful blue butterflies. And blue butterflies have become like a spiritual symbol for me. They're very synchronistic. This is going to be a long video. Oh my god. I'm already so off topic now. Anyway, sorry guys. Anyway. But the thing that I really love about the Three of Swords, it kind of made me want, the reason I chose this, there are two things that happened kind of back to back that were incredibly synchronistic to me. Was I think her name is Colette Baron Reed. She has a bunch of oracle decks out, and she just kind of like ads started popping up for a 3-day free seminar she was doing on spiritual based businesses. And I was in the process of getting Reiki Master certified, and I wanted to start a Reiki I've talked about this before, a Reiki, what's it called? Business. Oh wow. And I was like, yeah, it's free. Let's talk about it. And I think the theme was like, who is your spiritual business partner, and what is your cornerstone? And I picked a tarot card for my cornerstone, and I got the Three of Swords, which I was like, oh, I was hoping for Temperance or like the High Priestess or the Star, Queen of Wands, something glamorous, inspiring, you know. And then I got the Three of Swords, and I was like, gee, thanks, you know. And I was and I'm like, okay. I'm talking. I want to heal people. I don't want to heal people, but I want to help people heal themselves, right? Like I want to be that helping hand that helps people heal themselves, right? And I'm like, so I mean, obviously in that context, the Three of Swords makes perfect sense. So I was like, okay, like I will be at peace with this. But then a couple days later, I was watching, I forget her name, it's The Dark Alchemist on YouTube. I will try and remember to write these. I think there's a bunch. I think I have to go back and watch episode 2, because I think I said I would link a bunch of people and I never did. But anyway, I will try and link her. They don't upload very often anymore, but they used to upload regularly, and there was this one reading they did that just absolutely blew my mind. And the Three of Swords came up, and they talked about sometimes the heartbreak we experience is the heartbreak we do to ourselves, because we have to take certain actions that we know are going to move us away from people we love. Right? Sometimes healing hurts the most because it means that we are no longer going to be sitting in an energy that allows people we really love to necessarily be as close to us. Whether that means they literally walk away from us, or we can no longer tolerate their bullshit, so we walk away from them, or we just can't relate to them anymore. There's a woman I work with that when I first started working there, I was so lonely that I really valued the hugs she gave me. I really, really, really loved seeing her. But as, you know, I kept working and I made more friends, and as I healed even more and even more, I started to feel extremely drained by her, to the point where she would walk up to me within minutes. I could hardly even keep my head up. So she's much taller than everyone's taller than me, but she's quite a bit taller than me, and I couldn't like keep my head up to look at her, and I didn't want her to hug me anymore, you know. And I felt really guilty, but I'm like, you're healing, you're changing, you're evolving, you're changing vibrations, and that doesn't feel good anymore. And that's not your fault. Like, you have to keep going. This is what I do. This is what I do in my life. I hold myself back because I feel bad that people won't come with me. And I feel responsible. So I stay where I am. And sometimes it's painful to cut people out and to cut people off. Or to just simply like vibrate away, you know, like you know, when you put like a little toy that vibrates and goes, you know, like that's what's happening though, you know. You're going like this, and they're not doing anything, and you're like, see you later, sorry. That's really painful. And that was when the Three of Swords really clicked for me as a business name. Like, taking the action you need to take to complete your healing, knowing that it's in a really weird kind of way just kind of hurt you again. You know? Like, you are healed, but there is a pain to it, right? I, I think when you really sit and think about this card, you really think about, like, the swords are truth, right? And, like, how truth can be so painful and freeing, but painful. You know? It's fascinating. I can think of so many times when hearing the truth about someone or something broke me. But in hindsight, it repaired me, you know? Ugh. The Three of Swords. I just don't think it gets enough credit or love in this life. In our circles. And I think I'm proud. I think I'm really proud to be Three Swords Tarot. I really think I am. The meditation I went on with Colette Baron Reed to talk about, she took us on this really cool meditation to find our spiritual business partner, where we had to, like, build our own boardroom, and then, like, somebody walked through the door, and that was, like, it could be a bird, it could be whatever, and Persephone walked in my boardroom, and I was like, what? And Joan of Arc just naturally showed up in that, somewhere along the way. And so for me, in my, if you look at my logo, it's a sword with two tulips. The sword representing Joan of Arc, and the tulips representing Persephone, but also the sword representing that truth that we have to confront, you know, no matter how painful it is. But then, like, the tulips being the resurrection, how we are reborn. And this is healing. This is the process of healing, you know. And I'm like I have a big sob that wants to come out, but I'm like, no, it's tea and tarot right now. Anyway, okay, let's move on from our first card. An hour later, next card is Three of Pentacles. I really struggle with this card, y'all. I really struggle with it. I think it's because I'm a loner. I love how my camera is making a Three of Pentacles at me right now. It's making a Three of Pentacles. And I'm getting this vibe of, like, it feels like my spiritual team winking at me and being like, you're always working with someone, you just don't know it. I don't know why that came up, or, like, how my camera, because I have an iPhone Pro. It's a Max, but the Max part has nothing to do with it, with the actual camera. It's the Pro. It's got the 3 cameras. But it just, that popped into my head. Anyway, moving on. The reason I struggle with the Three of Pentacles is because I'm a loner. I identify with the lone wolf archetype. I like visiting with people. I like touching base with people. But when it comes to my creative work, when it comes to my work, showing up to do my job, I get very anxious when other people come along, because I can be very particular in how I like things done. My vision is very clear. my process is very clear. And when people come in and they're all willy-nilly like, and they're, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? You know? Makes me very unhappy. And so I really struggle with the Three of Pentacles. What just popped in my head is, like, I need to remember that there are different ways to work with people, right? There's only one guy actually doing the work. The other two are just talking. They're just offering feedback, you know? And I don't mind feedback. Well, I mean, I like educated feedback. I like feedback that makes sense. Some people love to give feedback and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm just like, okay. You know? But when people know what the hell they're talking about, then I really appreciate feedback. So that was a fun little moment for me to realize, like, there's only one person actually doing the work. The other two are just reflecting on it. And that's the kind of collaboration I really like, actually. Wow. Yeah, I wish I got more from this card, but I don't. What do you guys think? What does this card mean to you? I just know someday soon this card is going to come up for me in a big way. And the cards I draw really big blanks from, or that I feel really triggered by, always end up coming up at some point. And we have a reckoning, and I have to like deepen into the experience of it. And I'm here for it. Like, I think that's why I love tarot and why I'm here for tarot, is because there's always been something that I feel pushback on, or I draw blanks on, that I always end up having to circle back to. And that process has always been so rewarding and mind and heart and consciousness expanding. And I can't believe there are people just sleeping on the experience of tarot. I believe we all come here to speak a certain language, right? You're here to be an athlete. You're here to be a cook. Like food is your language. Pushing your body to its limits is your language. Like, screenwriting is your language. Mathematics is your language. You know, science and only the very logical minded things is your language. Right? And even within the spiritual community, maybe crystals is your language. My Reiki teacher, Jillian from the Lunanate, her language is energy. Her language is Reiki and energy. Period. She does tarot, she does oracle, she's very good at it, but her language is energy, right? So I don't want to be like judgy and be like, oh my god, everybody would benefit from tarot. Because not everyone would actually really benefit from tarot. Just the ones that, you know, their brains really do well with it. It's their language. But I just there are so many people that really enjoy tarot that don't make space for it. They decide that it's a luxury rather than something to make time for. You know, I am learning to make time for my Nintendo Switch. It is not just a luxury, it is something that engages my brain, and I actually feel better and do better when I play my video games every day. Because I'm problem solving on there, baby. I need to spend more time on there. And if you are drawn to tarot, you should make some more time for it. Because it is a language, and it will help you speak to yourself, and it will help you interface with the world. And yeah, okay, rant over. Knight of Cups. This one doesn't come up for me a whole lot. Actually, I lie. The Lightseer Tarot, Knight of Cups, comes up all the time. I won't go into that one, because I think that's the deck I'm going to do after this one, where I go through that tarot deck, because that one is so much fun. I'll do that one next, and I'll talk about that one when I get to it. But yeah, he's a dude. He's a dapper dude with a cup. He's a dapper dude with a cup. And that cup's for you. If you want it, you want it. I don't know that I want it. Yeah. Who is my tarot crush, if I had one? I think the Fool is pretty cute. The Fool. You know who do you know who my tarot crush is? The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. I have a big old crush on the Page of Cups. That is my dream mate, apparently. Which is a little bit sad because the Page of Cups is typically immature. But I don't see it as immature. This is the thing that pisses me off. I don't see him as immature. I see him as playful and open-minded. And open to magic. And open to things just playing out the way they're going to play out. And going with the flow. I need a drink of water, but I got a pet fish instead. Okay, let's go. Let's go, buddy. You're my soulmate now. Let's have some fun. Like, you don't have to be immature to be okay with getting a pet fish rather than a drink of water. Like, it's not immaturity. Immaturity would be being mad at the fish when what you wanted was a drink of water. He's not mad at that. Hopefully that Page of Cups is next. No peeking, but no peeking. But like, he's not immature. He's just playful. And I think it says a lot about us that we think he's immature. Like, playful people are just inherently immature. Take that. So yeah, Knight of Cups. What do you think? What does this card mean to you? I know, no, the Page. See, I don't know. I want to say he's giving me messenger vibes. But maybe not. He's like, hello. A cup for you, my love. I don't know. He's not my vibe. He's not the guy for me. Next card is the card that feels so, it can be infuriating, I think, but Temperance. I feel protected, I feel guarded, I feel guided. I am remembered to find balance. I am reminded that I am magic, that I'm here to alchemize, to blend. I think it's because I'm a Pisces sun, Pisces sun, Leo moon, Virgo rising, and you've got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, with like that sun from the Leo card coming up, and it just, you've got the little like, I think those flowers are irises maybe, but they look like daffodils to me. And daffodils are my birth flower. And I just, with the little pass, with the path or the passage, with the path coming from the water, going to the mountains, through the mountains to the sun, it just reminds me to balance all of my strong points. My ability to be, detail oriented and organized, and to be in my heart, to be in my little psychic, little weird dreamer, woo woo. I like to say I'm a dreamer with a plan, and to be passionate, to be it's rooted in my passion, in my knowing, in my ability to get things done when I need to because of my Virgo-ness, if I rely on those strengths, I can go anywhere, and that I have this incredible, I believe that's Archangel Michael. Correct me if I'm wrong. The water between, I don't know, that's just the flowing up, I don't know. You know how kids say she's had her glow up? I want to have my flow up. I want to have my flow up. Like, forget glow up. I want to flow up. I don't even know what that means, but I'm trying to think of a time when temperance pissed me off. Because it comes up and I'm like, I don't understand. But I can't think. I can't think of what that would be right now. I just feel good. Eight of Pentacles, last card. I love Eight of Pentacles. It's just a really great confirmation you're working hard. It's good advice to get back to working hard. It's really great advice to remember that I find peace in refocusing on the work. You know, work doesn't have to be emotional. I had a little bit of a wobble. On our Thursday class, they brought up something we were practicing asking deep questions, and I had nothing for anyone to ask me a deep question on, so I brought up a boy I've been struggling with, and talking about it ended up kind of upsetting me more. And I got off that call and I was like, I feel so bad. And I just put everything away, put on like a podcast that taught me something, and I worked on retidying my room, getting a to-do list done, focusing on that to-do list, doing some dusting, taking the trash out, reorganizing my little Goodwill pile, you know, just getting my planner back in order, just focusing on something that didn't require emotion. It doesn't take emotion to write up all the things that are wrong with your immediate living space, which is my bedroom. It was just, gee, this is really untidy. Tidy room. Start with taking trash out. I got new trash, and I emptied my trash can. Could put all the other trash that had been kind of piling up that I wasn't willing to admit was trash, because it would mean, like receipts. Well, I should keep this receipt because I might need to make that return, even though my trash can was just a little full. And if I put that receipt in that trash can, it might overflow. So I won't put it in there yet, because if I don't, then I don't have to take it out. Just take out the damn trash, girl, you know? Like, just tidying and reorganizing, and it just, it soothes the mind. No, it soothes the heart. And then once my space was clear, my mind was cleared, I could work through the heart a little bit more. And that was when I started to journal a little bit more. And then once I got some journaling out, I felt better. And then, you know, I just learning on the science podcast was fantastic. And yeah. The Eight of Pentacles for me is just to refocus on something less emotional. Ground your energy, baby, and you can do that in different ways. By literally working on something, an art project, going to work, you know, or just doing what I just said, doing something unemotional to give your poor little heart time to breathe. I got a new tarot deck. I'm not going to talk about it now, obviously, because I will be doing another one of these with it. I forget the name of the tarot deck, my very last video I just did where I got a random channeled message from my shampoo. It is a wild ride being spiritual, isn't it? Anyway, I used that tarot deck to expand on that message, and there is an Eight of Pentacles in there that is fascinating. I love it so much. But we'll get there. Anyway, I'm sorry some of these cards, I didn't have a lot to say, but that's the point. The point is to just, off the cuff, what do you gotta say? Right here, right now, I have deeper, more meaningful relationships with some of the cards than I do others, you know? That is just how it goes. Ah! I did do that, didn't I? Anyway, they're just cards. And they were in no particular order anyway. So, yeah, that's it from me. I would love if you want to have a conversation, with love and compassion. Leave a comment, if you disagree with me, agree with me. Be kind to others in the comments for how they feel. Just start a conversation if you want. You don't have to. I'll keep showing up. I don't care. I like hanging out with myself. And, yeah. So, thanks so much for stopping by and for hanging out to the very end if you're still here. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye!